Hello? 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 Can you hear me? How are we doing? Hello? Welcome. It's been a few days since we've done a stream. I've been busy. I've been busy. I can't tell you what I've been up to, but just know I will as soon as I can because, oh dear. Oh dear. We got some big news. Some big news. Wow. What have I been doing? Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to spill the beans. Oh, it's I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. It's got realistically it's nothing to do with the watch-alongs at all. Let me just turn this down because it's still a bit bright. It's nothing to do with the watch-alongs. It is something else. It is something else, not Chelsea related, but it is football. It's still football related. It's sports related. It is sports related. And so, you know, watch this space, as they do like to say. But I will still be doing the watch-alongs. I'm not going anywhere. It's not going to affect my life. Well, I mean, it's going to affect my life. I'll tell you that much for free. It's gonna it's gonna affect my life a big deal, a very big deal. But I will still have all the time in the world to do these and the watch-alongs. I'm not sponsored, unfortunately. I'm not sponsored. But in time, we are on nearly 14.4K on the channel. We've got just over, or just under 2 weeks to go until the start of the Premier League season. The ins, the outs, the transfer window is well and truly underway. And well, when are we likely to find out? Within the next week. I would say. Something something big's happening tomorrow. But that's as much. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I literally can't. I'm not allowed. But I'm already straying a little close to the wind, giving too much away. And you guys know I'm shit at keeping secrets. So we'll just it's good news. It's good news. It's exciting for my career, shall we say. With that said, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content or news coming up on the channel. I'm not a married man, not yet. Replacing Rory on TalkSport would be class. I mean, if anyone's doing that, it's Alex. He's been on a couple of times. I'm yet to go on TalkSport. Big news. Big news. Lots of outgoings. And I have a sneaking suspicion we're getting something about the front of shirt sponsor at some point in this stream. I have a hunch. I don't have any insider information. I just have a hunch that we are going to hear something soon. Very soon, in fact. Maybe not a confirmation of who it's going to be necessarily, but we are going to. I think we're going to get some information soon regarding figures, regarding sort of progress, a little bit more in the way of an update. So stay tuned for the next sort of 10-15 minutes or so. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that we do end up hearing some more news in the next sort of half an hour or so, I would say. Get out of the way. with that said, we do have a lot of outgoings. Leslie UGOCHUWKU is one of the names that has been circulating today. And listen, in a world of sort of Leslie UGOCHUWKU's, in a world of Tyreek George's, in a world of Kiernan Dewsbury Halls, it is no surprise. It is no secret that these players were never going to be first team starters, like regular starters for the club. If they can get first team football elsewhere, it's sad to see them go. It is really sad to see them go. But if we can turn a profit, if we can make some business, if we can get some stuff done in this window, which we are, as it stands, getting done, then we're going to do that. We've got to be ruthless. We've got to be really sort of ruthless with our sales. You look at, I mean, kind of realistically, it's not so much freeing up space on the sort of like wages side of things, because you look at Tyreek George, he's on £7,500 per week. His contract ends in 2 years. He is not, causing issues for the books, shall we say. You look at Leslie UGOCHUWKU, £45,000 a week, on the other hand, quite a lot. 2030 is when his contract runs out. So we've got quite a lot of money saved up there. You look at Carney Chukwuemeka, 50 grand. He's on a deal until 2028. It all adds up. And so whilst it is incredibly sad that these players that, came in, even a Madueke, even a Noni Madueke, who is a player that many would have grown attached to, whether you liked his style of play or not. He was a player that was, more often than not, all of our players are frustrating from time to time. All of them. No player is exempt from being frustrating. Sanchez is one of the most frustrating, if not the most frustrating. Colwill, frustrating. Caicedo, rarely, but was at one point very frustrating. Enzo Fernandez, the same. Palmer, he's been frustrating. The list goes on. You can sort of Cucurella, one of the most frustrating players in his early days at Chelsea. The list goes on. There is not a single player that doesn't get on your tits from time to time. So Noni Madueke is a player who has freed up space on the books. And what was he on? He must have been on something decent. I know he's got to have been on something pretty good before. We're on 25, 26 here. Let me go to the 24, 25. It's got to be like 80 grand? 80 grand or so for Noni Madueke? Noni Madueke. Oh my God, where is he? 50 grand. 50 grand. Contract until God knows when, it doesn't really say. But even still, he wasn't exempt. He was just quite an easy target to sell. As soon as someone shows interest, they're gone. The same goes for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. He's off. He's going to Everton, is it? That was confirmed earlier today by Fabrizio Romano. You've got Leslie UGOCHUWKU going to Burnley. You've got Carney Chukwuemeka now going to Borussia Dortmund on a permanent signing. These are all players. My tie reminds you, these are all players that many people joked and sort of like teased us about being players that we would struggle to get rid of. We look at Carney Chukwuemeka again, 2028. He could have a field day. He could have an easy few years of not playing football but earning a load of money too. You look at how much money is Keenan Dewsbury Hall? £80,000 on a contract until 2029. We've saved a lot of money there, even though he could have easily been like, fuck off. Fuck off. I'm staying. I'm collecting that check every single week. This fucking light is so bright. There we go. I'm collecting a check, and there's nothing you can do about it, really, because I'm there under contract. But I know Keenan Dewsbury Hall on £80,000 a week. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? He 26 years of age as well. 26 years of age. He could have easily done the Dossie thing, and just stayed. Fabrizio tweeted out earlier, Chelsea always had the exits as priority before getting Xavi Simons deal done, while talks with RB Leipzig remain advanced. Breuer, Joao Felix, UGOCHUWKU, Dewsbury Hall, Guiu, loan. More to follow soon as direction is clear. Xavi made clear to Leipzig he wants Chelsea. So I've seen a lot of people say it, but I think once a few of these deals have gone over the line, we will have all stations go. We will have the all clear, and Xavi Simons week is what this could be seen as. This could well be Xavi Simons week, and it will be interesting to see just who goes. But the point I'm trying to make here is, you look at Dewsbury Hall, never going to start regularly for Chelsea. Carney Chukwuemeka, I would say, realistically, out of all of the players that are destined to go this summer, I would argue he's probably the one that was more than likely given, I would say, more chance than others, not including Madueke. He was obviously a regular starter for us. Times have changed, and it wasn't going to end up with doing all that stuff for him. With Chukwuemeka, there's a player there, man. There's a player. There's such a good player there. And unfortunately, the nature of the beast, the way things go, we've recruited all these players, and somehow we're finding a way to get rid of them to pretty good clubs as well. Burnley, they've just come up, haven't they? So a move for Breuer there. Alejandro Garnacho is patiently waiting for Chelsea in the background. Clubs calling for Germany, Italy, Saudi, but he wants Chelsea. He's waiting, says Fabrizio Romano. I think, do you know what I think? I think that Garnacho's brother is in the ear of Fabrizio and is trying to push this move through, because I just don't think Chelsea give a fuck. I just don't think Chelsea care. I just don't think Chelsea give a shit about Garnacho. Obviously, he's pushing for this to be left until the very, very last day. This will be if this happens, if Garnacho to Chelsea happens, it will be a deadline day deal. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. We'll get him for peanuts, more than likely, hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, fingers crossed we don't get him, to be completely honest with you. If we get him, we get him. If we don't, I'm not that bothered. I would prefer we didn't, personally. But I just don't. I'd rather get somebody else. But their player in a Garnacho, I back him, screams Sancho. We're not getting Sancho back. There's no fucking chance we're getting Sancho. He's going to Dortmund, isn't he? More on sales. Sterling will go. Jackson can go. And Nkunku will go. George can go on a permanent. And what this means is Chelsea will be ready soon to attack new signings, says Fabrizio Romano. So, it's all happening. There's plenty going on. It's been very quiet it's been very quiet in regards to Chelsea and their sales because, and I'll tell you for why, because we are focusing so heavily on our recruitment, but you look at players like Xavi Simons, we're not moving. We're not going to do that until we have the sales in place. And this is where, with this sort of signing of Xavi Simons being as big as it is, we're not stupid. We're not dumb. We've learned from our mistakes in the past. Clearlake have clearly, Winston Lee and Stewart have done, many would say irreparable damage, but they are reparable. You know what I mean? They're doing the opposite of that now. They're recouping on their interest, on their what do you call it? Fucking investment. And it seems as though whilst we were getting laughed at and getting pointed the finger at, like, hey, fucking, and all that sort of stuff, we're finding ways to sell players. Now, as Afonso has just said in the chat, there are specific players, very specific players, that I cannot stress enough that these players need to go. It's not a question of, well, if they go, they go. If they don't, then, we'll find a place for them. All that sort of stuff. No. Chilwell has to go. Sterling has to go. Nkunku has to go. Disasi has to go. Vega has to go. Let's just go through some of these players, shall we? Again, Sterling, gone. James, staying. Fofana, I realistically think Wesley Fofana, for me, he's got 4 years remaining on his contract, right? That's not long. It's longer than others, but it's not 7 years, 8 years. I mean, look at Enzo Fernandez has 7 years. Cole Palmer has 8 years. You've got Delap with 6 years and a few others as well. I mean, Mudrik's got 6 years left on his contract, and we'll see how that goes. But you look at Wesley Fofana. I think Fofana has 1 season max. 1 season maximum. If Fofana isn't, getting back into full fitness, getting at least, right, let me know in the chat. Games in all competitions. We're in the Champions League, we're in the Premier League, we're in the Carabao Cup, we're in the FA Cup. I think that's it. How many games throughout that season? So 38 games in the Premier League. You've got maybe minimum 4 games in the Champions League, 1 game in the Carabao Cup, 1 game in the FA Cup. Minimum, you're looking at 39, 40, 41 games. 41 games. How many games is the minimum Fofana needs to be playing next season out of 41 minimum potential games? Let me know in the chat, because for my liking, 41, he's obviously had a bad injury records. I was going to say like 20, because that's half the season. Minimum 20 games. And when I say 20 games, I mean 20. This is 20 starts. This isn't 20 games where like the odd one is coming off the bench. I'm saying like he's got to be starting 20 games in all competitions next season out of 41 minimum. We know what Chelsea are like. It's not going to be 41 games. It's going to be more like 56 games, 50, 52 sort of games, not 56, 50 plus games. 30 plus match day squad is fair. Need to not rush him back in. I know, but equally, we need to see some sort of progress. We need to see some Reece James has shown huge progress. He is now back to being our captain, our regular starter. Much of not last season, he wasn't a starter in the Premier League, and that was fine. That was fine, you know? We got used to it. He grew. He gained, sort of like momentum. And then he got into the Club World Cup, and he was starting pretty much every game if he didn't start every game. You know? And he's worth how much? 75 million? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Christopher Nkunku, gone. Enzo, staying. Cucurella, staying. Neto, staying. Caicedo, staying. Palmer, staying. Tosin, staying. Chilwell, gone. Colwill, staying. Delap, staying. Mudryk would be gone if, we knew what the hell was going on regarding that situation. And, if we could terminate or sell or whatever, it's a strange situation that we find ourselves in. £100,000 a week with 6 years left on his contract. Crazy. Jackson, gone. Get him gone. Badiashile. If the right offer comes in for Benoit Badiashile, I'll tell you what. It's it wouldn't be a no from me. It wouldn't be a no from me. I think it's highly likely that if an offer came in, suitable offer for Benoit Badiashile, although, how much did we spend 45 million on him? Why does that ring a bell? Not even close. 32.7 million. 32 million pounds for Badiashile. I still don't think we get a return on that. Maybe 20 million, 25 million max. 24 years old. I think he's a good backup. But then I see him also being a player that would absolutely jump at the possibility of joining like a West Ham or, I don't know, a team like that. It just screams a sort of player to join West Ham. Chalobah, I think he'll stay. I want him to stay, but I don't know how they're moving here in terms of like making as much money as possible. Guiu's going on loan. Jorgensen's staying. I could see him at Newcastle as well, to be fair, Badiashile. Where have I gone all the way down there? Jesus Christ. Dewsbury Hall's gone. Sanchez is staying. Chukwuemeka's gone. Chalobah's staying. Guiu's gone on loan. Jorgensen's staying. Lavi is staying. UGOCHUWKU's going. Gusto is staying, I would say. Disasi, if we can get him gone, we'll pay you. We'll pay you to take Axel Disasi off of our hands. For the love of Christ, he's got 4 years left on his contract. Jesus. Good gods. Broy has got to go. Slanina, is he not on loan somewhere? I thought he'd gone. Andre Santos, staying. I would be really fucking annoyed if Andre Santos gets put on loan again. But I see him playing as a squad rotation at the start, and if he gets into the rhythm of things, he could be a regular in some quite a few games this season. Datro Fofana, get him gone. Vega, go. Anselmino, don't know what even is an Anselmino anymore. Caleb Wiley, who? Penders, he's gone. Gilchrist, get him gone. Tyreek George, get him gone. I mean, he's going anyway. I don't want him gone, but he's got to go. Joshua Achimpong, get him on loan. Loan him for fucking Crystal Palace, or I don't know. Could be a good one for Newcastle as well. They're looking for players these days. Mamadou Sarr's gone. Kenji Pires is gone. Esteval, unsure what's happened with. We don't know his salary, is what I'm saying, but he's obviously going to be staying. I hope. I'm a bit confused. George for a loan, because it's inevitable. We've got so many attacking players. George is I would say sell with an option to buy back, or like first refusal would be good. We got Isugo. I think he's gone out on loan, and Amugu, he's gone, or he's gone on loan to Strasbourg. or somewhere. I don't fucking know. So many players gone to Strasbourg. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. A sell-on clause would be good. It's looking... Oh, Esteval. First pick of Esteval in Chelsea kit with future signing, Isaac McGilvery. Don't know if that's actually true. Samuels has joined Strasbourg too. Yeah, our dealings with Strasbourg is getting out of hand. It's just a case of we're so obviously doing it just so we can we could just buy back whenever we get the chance. Do you know what I mean? So if you are watching, please do smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already and hit the bell notification. We are eagerly awaiting an update on the front of shirt sponsor news. I saw something today that said that we would get an update at 7 p.m. It's looking unlikely. And the person who tweeted that has deleted the tweet that they said that would be the case. So maybe something's changed. Maybe that's tomorrow. It's frustrating is what it is. If we put a 10% sell-on clause on George, it would be good business, yeah? If it wasn't for Isak supposedly wanting Liverpool, would it be within the realm of possibility that we could launch a late bid for Isak? Probably not. Like, surely not. Surely not. Surely not. What need would we have for Isak other than the obvious? I just think that would be fucking greedy at this point, wouldn't it? Ronaldo wants Mason Greenwood. We're not going for Isak when we have Delap and João Pedro, exactly. And Jackson. Don't forget Jackson. You're scared PSG could come for Santos. I think PSG will probably come for everyone. They've tried to come for Cole Palmer. Yeah, they're going to come for fucking Enzo at one point. They're going to go for Esteval. They're going to go for Santos. They're just going to try. And they're just trying to replicate fucking Real Madrid, aren't they? That's all they're trying to do, to be honest with you. 13 days until the start of the season and still no kit sponsors in. Yes, we're close, but it's still not close enough for me. Well, my the page I keep getting the news from said this yesterday. Chelsea are trying to maximize their success at the Club World Cup by increasing their financial expectations to more than £60 million a year. I think we had confirmation not long ago that we are aiming for a £100 million deal. A £100 million deal with whoever that may be. Manchester City, they were involved in a £100 million deal. I'm fairly sure. Was that not the updated Man City 100 million sponsor? I'm fairly sure. There you go. The reported value of the Puma deal has attracted some skepticism because at £100 million a year, it is a huge rise on City's existing £65 million a year. And I know that's the sponsor of the shirt in terms of like the manufacturer. But I'm fairly sure I saw that Chelsea were reportedly looking at numbers like that, thinking that if it's over a very specific amount of time, we could easily get 100 million, as well as if you factor in who we're sort of aiming at doing business with. This lengthens the process of selecting a new front of shirt sponsor. This is why it's taken so long. Not per year, no, not 100 million per year. 100 million for the whole deal. The club has selected 3 entities for further talks. We are down to 3 people, three groups. One of which is from the Middle East. So, I mean, try and rattle your brain as to who that may be. We kind of already know this shit. That's the frustrating thing with this. And I was really hoping that he would update us on the situation a little bit further. He did say 7 p.m., but you know, it's not looking like that. Nike deal, I think, is still up until 2032. Chelsea Nike deal. Yeah, we signed a 15-year deal worth £900 million or 60 million per year. So Man City's deal is £100 million a year. Unsure. Well, it's £1 billion, so obviously 10-year deal. We've already gone through who we think that it's going to be. So it's either going to be Fly Emirates or Emirates, Qatar Airways. It could be Riyadh Airways, I think is what they're called. It could be all three in terms of when this geezer said it's been whittled down to three candidates. It's more than likely going to be one of those three. I just think, based on insider reports, the three companies shortlisted for Chelsea's front of shirt sponsors are Qatar Airways, Riyadh Air, and Turkish Airlines, one Middle Eastern, targeting £60 million plus per season, but no deal is imminent yet. I reckon we're going to start most of the first third of the season without, and we've done it before. I just think it's poor, it's bad business. It's a bad look going into, like, we had the all season. I don't class Damac like a class, brilliant from Damac, £6 million over 6 games. Fantastic. I still don't class that as a sponsorship that we've had. You couldn't buy it. You couldn't do anything with it. I'm fairly sure you couldn't buy the shirt with Damac on the front. So it did look good. It suited the kit. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's, I just don't class Damac as a thing. So you think all of that, we had Infinite Athlete the year before for a season. I just think we need to we need to get this done before the start of the season. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with a week to go. We've got, our game is next Sunday. Not this Sunday coming, but next Sunday. It's crazy. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me. The Premier League starts next Friday. Can you believe that? It's gone so quick. A lot has happened. A lot hasn't happened. And, yeah. I'm doing a watch-along on Friday and on Sunday. Friday for Bayer Leverkusen. I'll be doing a watch-along for that. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing a dual watch-along with Chelsea versus AC Milan and also Crystal Palace versus Liverpool for the Community Shield. So join me for both of those. Have a little wet the whistle before the start of the season. You reckon I'll hit 14,500 before the season starts? I mean, hopefully we can get to 15,000 before the season starts. That would be absolutely fantastic. We've gained over 2,500 subscribers in the last month, so it's looking likely. It's looking possible. Listen, I don't know what's happening. What are we doing for Fuming Friday? Well, I've had a word with the missus. Because, and I'll tell you for why. A manager of sorts in the scheme of things. She gives me advice on what she thinks I should and what I shouldn't do. The Rory Jennings episode, if you haven't seen it, is it's underperformed by a significant amount compared to the views of the other videos. The topic that we did on Rory was like a story from the start of the week. So it really was like old news at the point of that. And if I only do these every Friday, I'm just going to be out of the fucking loop. Every time I post it, it's going to be like a week out of date. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be Fuming Fridays unless it lands on a Fridays. It's just going to be fuming in general. I'll post when something big happens or a reaction is needed to something that relates to Chelsea more so than anything else. We will react to it, and I'll post it where it happens. So keep an eye out for those. If you haven't watched the Rory Jennings video, please do check it out. Throwback Thursday. I have no idea what's coming up for that. That'll be Reese's job. I think we'll leave it there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as though there's any update. Although I would suggest we had a little chat about the update that was given yesterday, and we have, hypothetically speaking, whittled it down to 3 candidates. If there is any update coming up, I will be sure to go live or do a video on it, so keep your eyes peeled. With that said, your natural reaction is just the best. I like to keep it natural, mate. I like to keep it natural. And I will, of course, give you updates soon as to what exactly is going on with regards to myself in the next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll see you over this week and over next week in the build-up to the Premier League season. I do have something as well coming new to this channel, because the other news isn't to do with this channel, but I have got some news coming to this channel, and it does involve some guests or guest. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. With that said, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. With that said, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea.